It's not easy, but I finally made them their special food dishes. Shane's is waiting because he's going to be hard to feed anyway. He's right there at the moment. The only reason he's in the corner is because I threw baking soda into his mouth in an attempt to alleviate the acidity of the destruction of his jaw. They're all enjoying their meal. I've got the water running today because it's so freaking hot. But I've got a window open and select fans running, but we have cleaned up the dishes. I'm using that as filler now, trying to make it last as long as I can. I've got 4 more of those in another location unopened. But dang it, Shane. He just tiddled on a blanket. Yeah, he did. He managed to get it. It's a towel though, so I'll just throw it in the laundry. Didn't think he could lift his leg that high anymore. Anyway, that here's codependent in a Viridian. Yeah. Trying to locate Shane again. Oh, there he is, right behind the love seat. Oh, here he comes. Someone is making this very difficult. Thinks he's the center of the universe at all times. Hi, universe. Wee beady. The dog dish is migrated. I'm gonna try and get to the dish. Okay, empty dishes. Go there for a minute. Meow. Woo. Alrighty, so there it is. Shane, stop it. Come here. Come here. I wanted to see your mouth. Oh, he literally just spit up some bloody bile. But again, this hasn't metastasized. That's one of their favorite things to conjecture about. No, it's a localized problem that's spreading like apple rot. That's the simplest explanation I can give for it. I'm fairly certain that wherever an ultrasound were used on him and it stopped going through, I'd say that's healthy bone then. Because that's their claim, that ultrasound doesn't go through bone. Oh, okay. His jaw is mostly spongy, just everything matter now. It's just a bunch of cells that are mush. So his canine tooth was becoming hollow before he eventually swallowed it, I believe. So, no, whatever this is eating away at the bones in his jaw, but it's all localized, and all that really needs to happen is for his jaw to be removed. about 5 to 6 inches of it. And he's got a bit of lip that's done something that I probably want to have removed too. So some soft tissue on his left side and 5 to 6 inches from his chin back need to go. And then he would be a happier camper. I could get another year, 19 months out of him, maybe longer, if he just, like, if it doesn't basically grow from that point again. Then that's the risk. But I'm willing to take that risk. That is the risk, that it's so aggressive that it's just going to reappear and maybe metastasize. Okay, well, if that happens, then I'll end his suffering. But it hasn't happened. It's a localized issue. Just a portion of his jaw needs removed, his lower jaw. Dogs do all their chewing in their back teeth, which he would still have. He still has like 5-6 inches of jaw if we take off 5-6 inches of jaw. So he'll have all of his chewing teeth still, and hopefully enough jaw to keep most of his tongue in his mouth. But we'll see. I don't know. He may not get the surgery because I can't afford it, and nobody is willing to help me enough. I can get a loan from my bank for $2,500 right now at 10% interest, which isn't bad. But, make that the $5,000 minimum that I need to get any vet to take me seriously. And at 10%, I'm paying $500 a month minimum. So I just don't see this being feasible. So finally calmed down a bit. I don't have much hope. I've had one $10 donor on Waggle, and it maxes at $2,000, which is basically enough to give them a deposit if I don't have all of it. They'll accept $2,100 as a deposit in Montana anyway. I don't know about these other ones like WSU and Hunter's Veterinary, but I just don't see the difficulty in it, aside from the possible blood loss during the operation. That is the only difficulty I could even foresee. They cut into what's left of healthy flesh by 2 centimeters. They usually say 1 centimeter minimum, but if they take 2 centimeters of healthy flesh off, I don't see why this is difficult. You put the dog on the table, put him under anesthesia. You use whatever measures are in 2025's technology to mitigate blood loss in the first place. And then if there is blood loss, you've got transfusion material waiting. And that's the only scenario where I see it getting expensive, is if they need to use some other dog's blood to keep him alive during the surgery. But otherwise, it's like wood carving. You're in the jaw. It's one of the easiest procedures possible, other than maybe an amputation, wherein the same pre-blood loss, anti-blood loss measures are taken before you take anything off. And I'm flabbergasted. It's 2025 and everybody's making a big deal out of a jaw surgery. They all pull it from the same program on the internet somewhere. 5,000 to 7,000 for this operation. Okay. Just why? Why does somebody have to pay as much for a single-wide mobile home or a cheap car or a rather expensive car, used one? Just to saw some jaw off. One surgical team. I'm sure it takes a team, but a whole team works an afternoon, maybe a full day at most, and then they want $6-7 grand. Okay. Like I said, I paid $1,300 to have a dog's leg amputated after he was hit by an F-250. And that was not in my care. That would have never happened in my care. But that's ancient history. That owner ended up passing of mysterious throat issues in 2023, 2022, something like that. It was after COVID was a thing. But he didn't die of COVID, supposedly. Just something else destroyed his throat, and then he just was dead within 3 days of buying a new vehicle himself. Life sucks. His first name was Lauren. But anyway, I liked him. Everyone else seemed to hate him. But even his own family, which is why we decided to evict them after he passed. Because, A, they weren't supposed to be there in the first place. We were just putting up with it. and B, the way they celebrated his death. Okay, maybe he was a bad father. It really looked like, in the time I knew him, which is like 5 years of the 10 years I've been here in this area, going on 11, he looked like he was trying to repair that damage, whatever it was. So for his family, his daughters, to basically celebrate his doom was, yeah, it was kind of sickening. Anyway, no, I just don't get it. I've got a real problem that could be solved, in my opinion, really easily. The lacking feature being money in my case. But like medically, his jaw could be removed and he could be a happier boy in 3 days from that surgery. That's the long and short of my anger. Is it's being denied, delayed, deposed. It is. It's being denied and delayed. Every second counts, and everybody I talk to almost talks like they're in slow motion to me now. I'm just so angry that time is going by and everyone is just so lackadaisic. Oh yeah, no, I don't see this working out. I don't have a way to borrow $2,500 and then borrow $4,900 from another source and try to pay both sources off on an income of $1,125. That's it. I'm on a fixed income. I'm like any person that is on Social Security, and that's all they've got, a fixed income. So not good. Not looking good. Like he doesn't want to not be around. He's not begging for death. He's still doing dog things. But I'm doing everything in my power to give him a leg up in his last days. That should all be pretty much mush. Cool enough to add the pomegranate juice to. Pomegranate juice added. He's getting cut up turmeric. He's getting broccoli sprouts. He's getting red lentil, normal lentil, green peas, black tea. One of these chopped up with scissors. Turkey. Sauerkraut, which needs to be added after the cook. I've got some in there that was cooked, but cooking it kills off the natural fermentation. We don't want that, so we want him to have some of that. Okay, sauerkraut added. I've only been giving him eggs because this costs almost $8. This flat of eggs, the biggest flat I can get. And this costs $8. So, you know, math-wise, this makes more sense, but I still think he needs the egg. So the rest of the dogs are not getting eggs. They are getting turkey. But I can't afford to feed all of my dogs eggs at the price of eggs currently. I remember being able to walk out with a 3-stack of this for like under $4. This is fucking bullshit. He's getting a medley of meds right now still. Avocado. There's potatoes in here. I'm on the last of my carrots. I need to go refresh my carrot supply and my potato supply. Spinach greens, power greens. Eventually, I'll give him a probiotic, which honestly, I was feeling ill like a few days, 4 or 5 days ago, and I took just one of those and felt better within 30 minutes, so that was nice. Anyway, here's his meal. Now, he's been fighting me, so I need to break up the egg for him. Egg is still hot. I'm gonna cut it with scissors. Guess I cannot give him the food yet. Because it is still too hot. I am doing a bad job of like holding the camera where it needs to go. I've been ignoring the Indian scammers today. Normally I play their game and see how much time I can kill, but I don't have time to kill any longer, really. There is a second egg in here. I can't find it. There it is. He prefers this mixed up anyway, which of course I concur. I need to go pick up some sort of blending device so I can blend everybody's food, because I'm not doing a good job of getting the portions right for everybody to get a little bit of everything. So that's been a problem. But the lentils coming up finally. Definitely too hot. But that's fine. I'm going to use his inborn instinct to food guard, which has just been a lifelong trait of his, to my benefit. Put this down. All the other dogs have had their food. And when this cools off, I will put it in his presence, and hopefully he will food guard and eat. Hey, Shane. Rinse the scissors inside as well and dry them off. Oi. Meow. Make it work. Okay, put them somewhere to dry. Ta-da. This is Shane, my so-called cancer survivor. Once WSU has my money, they're done. There's nothing they can do about this. That's their claim. I'm so tempted to pull that tooth out just to ease his pain. But I'm also afraid, like I've read up on like this, what's going on. I could burst something important and he could end up with just non-stop bleeding. So that's a thing. So yeah, that's why I'm afraid to pull the tooth out. Gotta check in with the landlord, kill some time. He's supposed to be going under the house nearby here. Hey!
Don't answer your phone.
Is this the pills? Okay, thank you. Oh, this is small, whatever it is. Okay, Shane, we just got this stuff, this powder, supposedly. I don't know. I need like a stand. Okay, here it is. So that goes to show that whatever I was getting on my phone the other night, yesterday, was a lie. Let me check this. Okay, so this is what I bought for Shane. Dichloroacetate, sodium in front of that. So sodium dichloroacetate, 99% minimum. Dichloroacetic acid, sodium salt. Well, yeah, okay, chemical name. Alright, it's 25 grams. New item. Somebody gave me the tip on my comments, and I'm gonna try to use this on his jaw. See what happens. Okay, it is a powder. I am gonna try to find a way to use this very sparingly. I literally just want to powder that ulcerative flesh and see if this does anything to stop it or slow it or whatever it. At this point, I'm desperate. This was like just under 40 bucks after taxes and shipping. So, yeah, I'm gonna need, he's drinking water right now. I'm gonna need all of my reflexes to make this work. So, I guess I will post a post video later.